Welcome to the Beehive, everybody. We're here live in the Hive, and we're having a good time today. We have a really great show, and we have also more shows coming up. But today we have a young gun, a really good young rider, and he's up and coming. We love to see the up and coming riders because that is the future of Speedway. So we're really happy to have this guest today. He's a really good rider, and he's a natural rider. We like that, and he has that championship heart, and that's what you need to succeed. So we're really excited to have this rider on the program, and he's wearing his uniform, and it's a nice uniform. We're going to introduce Mr. Rheten, Todd Rheten. How you doing?
Good. How are you, Brian?
Doing good, buddy. I like it. The uniform. Let's see it. It's cool.
Thank you, sir.
Wow.
She's clean, so that means I need to get her dirty again. I need to start riding more. That's what needs to happen.
Or just don't clean it after every race.
Or
just look.
Or just don't clean it. Yeah, too much Tide.
Oh, how long does it take to clean that uniform?
45 minutes in the wash, and then gotta scrub it with some oil leader, and then put it into the dryer for about an hour and a half, and she's about golden.
Man, that thing looks nice. That's sweet.
Yeah.
I bet people don't miss you on the track when you ride that. They see you, right? They see you.
There's Mr. America riding. There he goes.
Wow, that is cool. And so you have the number 399. Where did that come from?
It was a wild one in the beginning when I started last year in January. I picked 299 in the very beginning. I was born in 1999, so I just decided to do 299, and I got a phone call a couple weeks later saying, "Hey, my number's 299" from a guy named SoCal, and I was like, "All right, so what number hasn't been taken?" And he's like, "Well, 399." So I was like, "Well, I'll take that one." So I chose that and started riding with it, and here I am.
Wow, that is cool. My first number was 339, and your first number is 399. So that's cool.
It's close, but not close enough.
Oh, I like 399 actually. I wish I would have had that number. So hey, we had a race a few weeks ago. I guess one of the last races at Paris, and you won that Division II main event. That was a pretty hot race. Tell us more about what happened there.
It was a crazy one. I went down there with high hopes and, thinking nothing would happen, and I thought wrong. My motor blew up on turn 2 of my first D1 race that night, and so I pulled off and got my other bike and went out again and got the D2 main. But it was my own fault. I was working on my own bike, so I take full responsibility for my mistake. But shit happens. You're never guaranteed a perfect ride when you're doing Speedway. It's a game of chance. You're rolling the dice and you're throwing them, and you don't know what you're gonna get. So it's life.
So what happened? You just forgot to put oil in your bike or something?
No, she was an old one. I knew she was on her last leg, and I pushed her. I pulled her last straw, and she gave out on me. I was just thankful that it happened there instead of somewhere else. You know what I mean?
Yeah, especially like in the main event, like that would have been horrible.
Cool. But got a new motor, so I'm happy. We're all good.
You had an old motor, this poor old Betsy, and then you open it up full throttle, and then you blow the old lady up.
Yeah, just coming through turn 2, and then she just seized up on me, locked up, took her off the field. Everybody passed, and that was the end of it. So I'm still here, still got my pinky. Yeah.
We're going to talk about that, but let's go ahead and let's see. You borrowed, was it your bike or did you borrow somebody else's bike? Was it like a junker or
I had
something?
I used my brother's spare bike. He had a spare GM sitting aside, and I put a couple things on it, made it look like my bike, and I took her out there, and she wasn't really handling right, so I changed some stuff around, put an 18 on the crank, and it felt good, and kept going. Me and Mark Philibrown side by side. It was crazy. I thought he was gonna get it, and I kind of caught the edge, and I was like, "All right, I got this," and took the whole stuff down the straight, got him, and took the win. I had a great time. It was a good experience with Mark.
So you,
He pushes me to the limit.
that guy was good. Let's go ahead and watch that race right here. We're
Yeah.
going to check.
TV live stream rewind.
All right, here we go. And Mark Philibrown. Wow, what a run. He starts us off here. San Diego, California. He's the 2019 Division III West Coast champion. His bike's got Jawa frame, GM engine, long stroke. He's pushing, but Rheten Todd's right on his tail right now. Rheten Todd, 20 years old, from Auburn, California. He races Speedway every day on a practice track. That's why he has that edge out there, and he just takes the lead. And we got a battle for first here, but Rheten Todd, now he's gained some space. Winner of the Division II main event, the 399 of Rheten Todd.
Wow, what a race. The last lap pass. That was sensational. Man, I thought you were going to lose that race.
I thought so too, and I wasn't that hungry for it, and I was in the game. I lost the bike in the beginning. I was just trying not to push it so hard, and I needed my brother to have that spare bike. I have a tendency of breaking things very easily, and so I just need to lay back.
Yeah, but you had a nice pass. I mean, you came in really nice, a nice clean pass. You didn't crimp the guy. You came in really nice. You said, "Hey, this is Rheten Todd, and I'm here, so you'll have to move over a little."
Scoot over.
I like that pass. That was bitchin'.
I was pretty impressed myself when I saw it. I was like, well, damn, look at that.
It was nice. I really like to pass guys, and I don't pass guys all the time, but I like a clean pass, where you're not like crashing the guy into the wall and stuff. And you had a nice pass. You came in there, and then you're like saying to the guy, like, "Hey, I'm coming, and you better move over because I'm coming, and then I come over."
And then I'm gone.
I'm gone.
Yeah.
I like that pass. So
Thank
you didn't come into the guy hard and smash him. You just kind of gradually said, "Hey, buddy, I'm here, and you better move."
I'm not into crashing people. I have in the past, but after I was crashed out by Spencer, it really put something in my head of like, if you crash someone out, you could ruin their future in life, and you could just destroy it for them. And I was just, why not just practice more and just start practicing clean passes? If you want to get better, ride in a group. You could ride any day of the week on a practice track, the empty track record, they say. You never get better on an empty track. You always get better when you got people side by side with you, and you really get to learn the ropes of what's happening. It's always look ahead, always know your surroundings, who's in front of you, who's behind you. It's just game of chance.
But the thing you're learning as a young rider, which I respect, is you're learning that thinking your mind, like you say, what's in front of you, what's behind you. You got to have eyes in the back of your head, just like Mike Bass had and Ole Olsen had. These guys knew everything, their whole surroundings. And then also you're passing like that. You've got to be methodical. You have to be really careful of how you pass. And of course you have to pass, but you have to pass in a way that you don't like ruin somebody's career.
Yeah. It's just a respect thing, you know. It's people, we're all out there to have a good time. We all drive hundreds and hundreds of miles just to be there for 3 rides. And, you know, just messing it up for one, that's hard enough. Like, you're down there to win money or you're there to have a good time. And I'm there for both. And, you know, you can't do it unless you can trust people and know how to ride with them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, crashing guys is no good. Is not the way to do it. I remember I was going to tell you the story when I was a young rider, like your age. I was racing in Hanford, California, and this one guy, I had a bad ride and he beat me, but I was a kind of a #1 rider at the Santa Ana Bowl at the time. And he kept laughing at me, and the guy was laughing at me. I go, dude, just shut the hell up, you know, like I had a bad ride. And then he just kept laughing at me. And then he kept telling me I'm such a terrible writer. And I said, dude, just shut up, you know, like mind your own business. And the guy kept going on, and I had to go up the next week. And I told him, I go, dude, I'm going to take you out. You know that you're an asshole, and I'm going to like knock you to freaking hell where you belong. And then he was laughing at me the whole time. And I called the promoter and I said, dude, put me back on. I'm going to Northern California. I'm knocking this guy out. And he was in my first race. The promoter put me and him in the first race the next week. And I hit him so freaking hard. I literally threw him into the wall, and he broke his leg, and he never raced again.
You know, I wouldn't say it's a good thing, but, you know, sometimes people actually need to know what it's like, you know, what other people go through. They don't really understand until they go through it. You know, they learn to shut their mouth a lot when they go through the same shit.
You have to just shut your freaking mouth, and you just have to mind your own business and be a racer when you're on the racetrack, and not be like that jerk, you know, making trouble. That was just. I went back to the track to take the guy out. I didn't go back to race. I went back to like nail that guy, and I took him in the ambulance, and he was never seen again. So I'm not proud of it, but the guy deserved his karma. So tell us about like your injury. I guess you had this injury to your finger. It looked pretty terrible. Tell us about that. What happened?
That's as straight as I can get it today.
Wow. I have that too. A finger like that. I have this finger that doesn't move.
Oh shit!
I have the same finger.
Yeah, that's it right there. But it was in November of last year. I was in a race with Timmy Dion, Gregory Moore, and Spencer Porterero and me. And we started the first time, and we were going around. Gregory Moore, he falls down, hits the wall. So we go for a restart. The second time we went out, Gregory Moore got back up. He was all fine, but we all get at the starting line again. We get it. Timmy Dion gets the whole shot. I'm in second place. Spencer's right on the right of me. We're going through. We get one good lap in, and then the second lap, as we go across the starting line, Spencer went underneath me over the pole, and then met me on the other side of the corner and T-boned me and knocked me down. And my hand was on the clutch, and I pulled the clutch in, and I was dragging on the ground on my left side, and his front wheel met my hand where the clutch is, and one of his spokes chopped down on the pinky on top of the clutch lever and took her off, and was just hanging there and broke the bone. Missing the bone right now. There's some still laying out there. Wouldn't doubt it. But that was it for the night. I went to the hospital. They said they couldn't do anything for me. So I went back to Northern California to Sutter Faith, and they performed surgery, got her all fixed, and gave me 2 months off of work. But it's all healed up now. I can move it now and back to work. But I'm happy
Great.
it's all better. I'm racing again. That's all that matters, right?
Yeah, exactly. So it feels okay when you pull the clutch in and stuff. It's okay.
Yeah.
No
Yeah.
problem.
Yep.
Awesome.
First
Wow.
first race of the night, D2 Main. That was pretty fun. The first ride.
So yeah, you had a nice ride in that main, and
Yeah.
I I was shocked that that guy from San Diego was riding that fast. He was fast, you know. You
Mark
were fast too,
Mark
but that guy was good.
Mark
Damn.
Brown has a good mindset in Speedway. He's a cool guy to hang out with and just be around. He's a good spirit. He knows how to have a good time and he's got the right crowd around him.
How old is he? I've never met him
I
before.
if he's watching, hopefully he doesn't reach out to me and say you dick, but he's probably in his 30s, 40s. I don't know.
So he's not a 20-year-old, that's for sure, I guess.
No.
Well, he's a good rider, and that guy,
He is.
he
He's
thought
very
he had
ballsy.
the main. He thought he was the winner, because he was all in front, and
Yeah.
then somebody
That was
came up behind him.
yeah. That was my last time riding a D2 race. I'm not saying I sandbagged that one, but I needed some track time and the pinky to heal up. I was just like, I'll ride it one more time and then I'm done. So that was my last time riding a D2 race. So I'm strictly in D1 now.
Good. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, you needed that race. You had a major surgery and you were off for months and stuff. You needed that time to come back and kind of like get it going again. So that was just smart, really. That was good of you and Steve Evans to put you in D2 for that. And then, that's really great. So, actually, some guy named Jimmy, he asked me to ask you if you save your pit for anybody at Paris. Do you save your pit for somebody?
I do. Jimmy, I call him Jimmy. Be gentle with me. I always save him a spot. He's been nothing but a good sport in this speedway life, and he's made a good name for himself for Sarah Cords and Todd Bro Racing. He's helped us out a lot. We've needed a lot down there, and he's supplied it for us. He supplies us dinner, lunch. He's got it all figured out. And without him, it's not really fun. But he's a good guy to be around, and I wouldn't if he wouldn't go there, I wouldn't go. That's how we appreciate each other, and he's a good sport.
He told me that you're like one of the riders that he really connected with, and he really enjoys being with the most. So that's
Jimmy. I wouldn't go down there if he wasn't going.
That's awesome. Well, you have a really good heart for racing. You're wearing your uniform today. I like that.
I love it. I love
it. I always tell people you have to have a heart for Speedway. Speedway is the kind of sport that you have to be into. If you're a racer, I see a lot of riders, to be honest with you, that just kind of whatever. But I think in order to be a champion, in order to be a good racer, you have to have your whole heart and your whole life in the sport. Is that correct? Do you think so?
Yeah, I do. When I first started, I didn't really have that fire, but watching my brothers from the stands, I was getting hungrier and hungrier, and I was like, my big brother, dog's barking.
Your dog's hungry too. I think go ahead and feed your dog.
Yeah. It was crazy in the beginning. He was doing it and I wanted to do it, and he got me a bike, and I first got on it and I was just going around the corner sideways, and I was like, this is weird. Everybody says it takes years to get sideways, and the first couple corners at John Schroeder's track up here in Northern California, right here in town, it's the best track I think so far. But just sliding away, and it hooked. And I was like, I want it, and I want it, I want it. And he built me a bike. I got my own personal bike now, and my first time actually riding that bike was down in Paris when I first broke it. My first ride, I folded that sucker right in half at turn 3. I jumped the wall. Me and David Perry, we were going around the corner, and he laid it down, and I didn't know what to do. I didn't know you were supposed to lay it down when someone crashed, and I hit the wall just full throttle, and the bike jumped up, and I let it go, and I fell to the ground, and that sucker came down, bent up, and I was like, well, that was a good first time experience of racing down in Paris. And woo! It just clicked right there. I'm like, I want more now. Give me another bike.
It
Yeah.
just like that. One crash and you're hooked.
Mhm. And that's when I first met Billy Hamill. I wanted to get a bike going, and right after that, and walked into his shop, and I was like, hey, you must be Billy Hamill. And he's like, yeah, what you need? I'm like, I'm Rheten Todd. He's like, oh, you're Reese Todd's little brother. And he's like, what can I do you for? I'm looking, and I told him, I was like, I'm looking for a Fast Friday bike. He's like, you mean a Speedway bike? I'm like, yeah, that's the one. He's like, well, I got plenty of those, son. And just from there, it's been a awesome relationship till now.
Well, you couldn't have picked a better guy than Billy the Bullet Hamill.
Yeah, no, that guy's solid. He'll always be there for you.
Yeah, I mean, what a legend, Billy Hamill and Greg Hancock in their days. Those guys were like the Bobbsey twins, and they were awesome. I mean, world champion, 96 and 97. Dang, those guys are like awesome. Wow. So does Billy help you today? Does he kind of give you advice and stuff?
He does. He does more than that. He helped me get an Aztec GM motor from overseas, and we got that in the mail the other day, and wonderful motor. He helped me get a rolling frame, so we're going to put together a bike this weekend and see what we can do to get some practice.
So tell us more about that motor that came from England. Whose bike was that? Whose engine?
That engine came from Emil Sayfutnov. He was I don't know if he's the British champion right now. Is that correct?
I'm not sure on that. I can't quote you.
Got it. I don't know if he was last year's British champion, but that was the motor that he used to ride the wall coming around the last turn into the finish line on the side of the wall, and then he jumped off and then took the finish with that motor, and it's always been just a prized possession. And
Emil, I think he's Russian. Emil is from Russia, and he is an amazing rider. That guy's fast as lightning. He's like, he has that Speedway mentality. He's a genius rider. Emil is just fantastic. He's good. He's good. Wow.
He's got the fire for it.
That guy's been good for a long time too. He's not a first-time rider, so.
Yeah.
So you're a young rider, and you're just catching the fire at Speedway. That's really awesome. And what are your like goals? You must have some like vision of where you want to take this sport. Like if the things open up and everything. What's your dreams?
Would love to go overseas and ride long track. I think that's a big goal of mine. I think I would do a lot more. I would be a lot faster, I would assume, on long track. I just feel like I have the fire for it. Short track is nice and it's quick and fast, but I just want that. I want that extra thing that I'm missing, and that's long track.
Yeah, I've seen you ride over at Bakersfield, that pretty long track. It's like a small British League track, and you ride that pretty fast. So, I mean, it looks like you're a long track rider, really.
It feels like it. That's what I hear a lot. Billy Hamill, he tells me that, and I got Greg on my other shoulder telling me that. So I'm just like, let's make that move. If things go right throughout the years of riding, if everything goes well, hopefully I can take a trip over there and start something.
Yeah, no, that would be great. You know, Speedway's like that. You know, like there's
Yeah.
guys like yourself who I'm being really serious. There was when I was racing at the Santa Ana Bowl back a couple years ago. There was a rider. He had passed away racing Speedway. His name is Denny Pyatt, and I don't know if you remember his name, Denny Pyatt. He was from Northern California, as a matter of fact. And Denny and John Cook, they used to come up. The cowboy, John Cook.
Cowboy, John.
He's good. John Cook was like, you know, great. And they came down to Southern California and raced. And I was one of the better riders, I guess. And Denny Pyatt was a newer rider like yourself. And he came into the Speedway. It was a 1/4-mile track around the football stadium. And I was kind of like the top rider, I think, at the time. And Denny Pyatt never could beat me. I mean, Denny Pyatt was like, you know, I didn't have much respect for Denny Pyatt, you know, as far as like on the track. I mean, I wouldn't let him beat me. But then Denny caught fire, you know, he caught some fire. And then we had a world, and then it just quick. And then Denny was like, woo, Denny went good. So,
yeah.
But he wasn't that good, to be honest with you, but he kept like, you know, hanging in there and going for it. And then something clicked with Denny and he became a British League rider. And that's kind of what can happen to you, you know, with people thinking, oh, well, Rhenten isn't that good, you know, and stuff. It doesn't matter, because what matters is like your progress, and then something click and then boom, you know, you're there.
Yeah.
So,
but I'm waiting for that chance one day.
Just keep practicing, you know, and keep that seat time, you know, entering those races. Steve Evans has a Bakersfield coming up, I guess, in Paris. And, you know, are you going to be in the Best Pairs Championship coming up? Are you signed up?
On the 6th, yes, all signed up.
Who's your partner?
My brother, Todd.
Oh, nice. Oh. How good a rider is Reese a good rider, or is he bad?
He's pretty fast.
Is he fast?
He is.
Is he? How old is Reese? I don't know.
I believe he's 25.
Oh, very good. So Reese can hold his own on a speedway bike, right?
He can hold his own. Yeah, he can hold his own.
Oh, very cool. Oh, a brother combination. You have the Romos, and then you have you, and maybe somebody else.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Oh, that's awesome. You joined with your brother. That's going to be fun. And how do you think you're going to do? You going to be okay there? You going to do all right?
I think we'll do good. I'm running a brand new equipment on the 6th. I'll have everything brand new. I feel pretty confident.
That motor is going to be fast as lightning, I think.
It is. It's a fresh motor, and that thing's ready to go.
So who built that motor? A guy in England built that motor?
I'm not 100%, but I know that Billy Hamill knows. It is an Ashtec motor, so those are the best of the best, and everybody talks nothing about good things about Ashtec, and so I'm gonna roll with that and leave it there.
Dang, that's gonna be fun.
Yeah, it is.
And you have all these really good riders teaming up, you know, coming up on the Best Pairs. You have I guess you have Becker.
If I don't make it to the main, at least I went down there, had a good time, and rode safe. That's my goal. You know, keep your face out there, and you know, make a name for yourself. Help everybody out. Someone needs it. There you go. You know, that's why you're there.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. Yeah, I mean, you guys are going to be a younger team for sure, but what matters is that you go out there and you go for it. You know, you go out there and you give it everything you got, and you can't complain. You know, you leave it all on the track, and you just do your best. And that experience that you're going to have is going to be continue your building block for your future. So
Yep,
that's
100%.
good. You know,
Yeah,
it's more better to go out there and to compete no matter how you do than stay home and just practice on the track alone.
exactly. It's better
You
to
know,
be out with people, and
It's-
you get to learn. You get to learn a lot, and I'm fortunate to have a piece of paper and a pen and write everything down. You know, what's going on, what do I need? It's a physical game, and there's no time, there's no room to mess up, and if you mess up, it could get ugly.
yeah. And it's a building block, like you learned when you had that crash, like you said that, you approach passing guys a little differently now than maybe before. So
Yeah,
you learned from that crash, even though that was a horrible experience, I'm sure.
it was. Yeah,
It's a horrible experience physically, because I've had crashes like that too. But you learn and you become better. And when you ride the best pairs coming up next week or two, you're going to learn and you're going to progress. Whatever that is going to be, it depends on the track, what's going to happen on the track. But
yep,
you're going to be able to have that as a build. Like I say, Denny Pyatt, he wasn't very good when he was building that building block. Then
yeah,
all of a sudden, one day it clicked with Denny, and he became a British League rider.
exactly. Yeah, no, this coming up 6th is going to be very fun, and I can't wait for Steve Evans to do the Bakersfield Bandits, that little team that he's got going. I think I'm hoping, but I saw in the comments that he might do another team with the Bakersfield Bandits, like the Sharks or something like that. Bring back the old stuff and do some team racing, and I think that would be fun. I'd be more than happy. Me and Reese to go down there and ride and then shoot back up to Northern Cal. It's gonna be awesome, and I'm hoping 2021 can do that for us.
So what team do you want to be on? Do you want to be on the Bakersfield Bandits?
It honestly depends on the crowd. You want to ride with the people you trust, and everybody down south, they're an amazing group. They got it going for themselves. I love riding with Aaron, Austin, Luke, Brock, Russell. It's everybody. That would just be the most best team to be on, and the people you're around is the people you become. And I like to have myself surrounded by good people, and those are good people down south, guys.
They're really good riders. All those guys, Austin and Luke, Max and Dylan, and all those guys are really sensational riders. I mean, those guys, they all have the mentality, of champions, really. I mean, they're
Yep.
good. Yeah, those guys can ride. They're all good. We had Max on the show and Dylan, and those guys, like, God, they really have, they have that heart of a champion, and it's amazing. And, Dylan, you always see Dylan as like the second fiddle to Max, but Dylan is not second fiddle. he's his own man.
They're right there. They're floating right there.
They're good. They're good.
And I want to know where they're gonna be in the next 20 years. But
oh my God, they can. Those guys, they can be wherever they want to be. Really, they can be living legends of Speedway if they want. They can do anything.
Yeah, those are the guys that you want to hang around. They're just chill. They don't have any problems. They're nothing but good vibes, and that's what I love about Speedway. Everybody's just chill. There's no drama. It's just it's awesome.
Yeah. You guys, group of younger riders, you guys are really like sensational. You guys have that chill to you. You're all good guys off the track. You get on the track, I guess it's business, but off the track.
Off the track, it's a nice cold one and a crisp high five.
I like that one. Yeah. all you guys are really cool, and you don't hold the grudge off the track. You just kind of let it go, and you guys have a good time when it's time to enjoy and relax. You guys can do that. That's amazing. Have a cold. What are you drinking? Coors? You drinking Coors?
There's a yellow belly.
I used to drink that one. That was a nice mellow beer.
It's a mellow beer. When
It's
I
a
want to
mellow
get
beer.
crazy, I'll go up.
Yeah, it just gets you kind of like relaxed. It's not really.
Starting line.
It's a starting line. Oh, very good. Yeah, I really like all you young riders, and I'm trying to get like Brock on the show and Luke, but you guys, they don't come on. But it'd be nice to talk with them, and thank you for coming on the show. That's really cool.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate all of this.
Yeah, it's really good, and I really like your heart and your desire, and I guess you have that goal of going to Britain, right? And riding in the British League.
That's my goal right now is to get where I'm going and just shoot for overseas. And I think I would have a blast over there. I've got that fire to ride long track, and that's all I want right now is to ride long track.
Long tracks are bitching. They're really cool, and that's all you have over there in Britain is long tracks. You just go, what? Oh. It's cool. Yeah, long track, and like I say, you ride good, and Billy Hamill saw that too, and you're fast. I mean, you have that potential, to continue to grow. It's not like you're done. I mean, you just started.
I just started last January.
Dang. Is that when you started Speedway? January?
January of 2019.
Damn.
Yeah.
So you have only 1 year of seat time, that's all?
That's all.
Dang. Well, if there's riders out there who like doubt you or that think, oh well, this guy, is not that good. I think you better watch out because there's going to be something on the horizon that they're not going to like.
Yeah. That's why I got Billy and all the best people around me, encourage me and keep me going on my path. And, they're always guiding me and they're always keeping my head straight. And, I don't let that bullshit in, because there is people out there to ruin your riding experience just so they can have fun, and I'm not all about that, And when there's negative people out there, you got to get your boys involved. You can't just go in alone at it, One set of fists is better than we all gotta go
at it. Hey, you gotta prove yourself, like you have to go out and you have to like gain that respect, and it takes time, when you're a new rider. You're only 1 year. I mean, my God, that's like nothing. And a lot of these riders, I mean, look at these guys like Max and Dylan. They've been riding for like 10 years now.
Yeah.
So, I mean, for 1 year, your progress is pretty amazing, I think. I really do.
I'm pretty blessed of what I have. I'm 21 years old now and live here in Auburn, California. I'm fortunate to have Fast Fridays right down the street, 5 minutes. Wow. And nothing happened so far this year, but I'm hoping something pops up and we can get the season started, because I'm looking for some ride time, and I'm more hungry than I've ever been. I'm looking forward to it.
So I guess everyone's just waiting at Fast Fridays for Dave Joyner to to talk about what's happening, right? We're just waiting.
I haven't seen anybody. We've done one couple practices every now and then last year, but all the riders up here north are not participating down there in south. There's me, my brother, Russell Green, Gregory Moore, you know, very few other riders. They go down there, but you know, no one else. It's kind of like dying up here, and I don't want to ever
Dang.
see that happen.
No. Now, we're going to have Dave Joyner on the show because Dave has agreed. I just have to call Dave and bring him on. So we may do a show with all the promoters in Speedway and like talk about it, like what's happening here.
I would love to watch that. You know, see what he's got underneath his sleeve. You know, just see what his thoughts are and what the state and the governor is going to do for him, and what he's allowed to do. And love to hear that.
The gentleman who provided the clip, Ken from ExtremeSpeedwayAction.com, and he kind of gave me an idea. Thank you, Ken. Thank you, Ken. That it'd be kind of cool to have the promoters come on and do a show, because I could put up to like 10 people on my show. And we could have like Kelly Inman and Dave Joyner. Who else is going to be there?
Steve Evans.
Steve Evans. I think Brad Oxley can't come on because he has no webcam.
Payphone.
Payphone. Get a cell phone. I think he's got a cell phone. I mean, who doesn't have a cell phone nowadays? But you're on your cell phone, right? You got a cell phone, right?
Yeah.
That's your cell phone.
Just use my little cell phone. It works.
See? All you need is a cell phone, not the ones with the digits, but the ones with the camera.
Exactly.
So we'd like to get a promoter show, just like all these promoters. I'd like to get Brad Oxley on, but I think he's chicken. I'm not sure. No.
All we need to do is just, all get together and get them on.
Yeah, we need all the promoters, get them on a show, and let's talk. Let's see what's happening here. Let's shoot the crap, and let's find out like what's happening this year, because we're into 2021 now. I mean, we're going into February, so Speedway season's supposed to start like in a month or two.
Yeah, and that's what I'm looking forward to. I'm just hoping it's. Woo! Yeah.
So. Well, now Fast Fridays, it's not a government owned, is it? Oh, it is. It's a state fairgrounds, isn't it? Fast Fridays or something? State
fairgrounds, yeah.
Oh, okay. That's the thing. I was one. Okay.
That's why it's not starting. They're just waiting on the okay on the state.
Okay, that's it. So Steve Evans has the only private track going, right? Is that correct?
In Northern California.
So, but Steve Evans in his Bakersfield, his Central California track, and Paris, it's all like privately owned. So Steve is smart. He doesn't get involved with the state.
Exactly.
Stay away from Governor Newsom. That's all I can say.
Don't vote for that guy.
Don't vote him in office next year next time he runs for election, because he's not doing a good job. That guy pretty much sucks. And anyway, so anything else that you're doing? I mean, are you you're working now as like a telephone or like electric pole?
I'm a tree climber for Mountain F Enterprise here in Lotus, California. This is one of my big sponsors. They bought my motor. The GM 500 I got, they purchased it, and I'm very lucky that I have them, and they've helped me out a lot. I started in 2019, started getting into it, and then I wanted to become a climber, so they sent me to climbing school. I got my certifications for climbing, and then they started climbing trees over the power lines for PG&E up here in Northern California. Sometimes we'll go up to Tahoe, even down to Santa Rosa. It's just all over. Wherever they need us, I'm there. And we just take a group of guys and we go around doing work. It's the coolest thing. Yeah.
That's cool. So you were in Tahoe today or something? Where were you today working?
Placer County.
Oh, Very
here
good.
near Auburn. Yeah.
So you have a dangerous job. You're climbing trees.
It is dangerous, but you know, I've gotten to the point where it's just I don't second guess myself. I'm just it's my job now, and I'm just so focused in on it that I don't worry about it as much as I did.
Yeah. When I had my construction business years ago, I was a climber too, like you. And I was
Yeah.
climbing ladders all the time, really high, like 3 stories, and it was really dangerous. And I didn't care. I just focused on my work. You know, I didn't think about anything, and I just focused on every step, everything, every move I made sure it was perfect. And
Yeah.
it was okay. I'm still here today.
So I'm lucky to still be alive. There's been some close calls, but you know, it's you screw up twice by joining and then by dying from power lines. So
Yeah.
you know, you can only make two mistakes. Two mistakes. You know, being electrocuted by power lines is not fun. That would not be a good way to go.
I watched a guy on YouTube die like that, and it did not look really good. That was not good.
Being fried like a French fry.
Not good.
Not my way to go. I'd rather go on a speedway bike.
Yeah, Speedway bike's much better than a power line.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, if it's on a Speedway bike or a power line, you must really, being in a dangerous job like I was for like a long time, you know, it's like every step of thing you must think and you must be methodical. Your head must be in the game, you know, every move, and you'll be okay if your head is like every step you're thinking, you know, every step your brain is like functioning like perfect, you know, like you know what you're doing, you're okay. But if you're like thinking somewhere else, that's not good.
You can't in this business. You can't bring your home life to work. You know, you leave it in your shoes, and then when you put your boots on, you go to work, and you got a different mindset. And you know, you can't have attitude here in the business. You just got to be straight because these are your brothers. And you know, if something happens, we all go. Someone gets hurt, we all get hurt.
Yeah, that's right. I got this clip here. Do you remember this one? If we can play it.
I want to meet that guy. You got his autograph?
Yeah, I have a pen and a paper, and you can sign the autograph. I mean, that guy.
That was a cool video. I believe Steve Evans recorded that. I think he did one of me, my brother, and a couple other riders down south.
Nice.
That practice track was bitching. That's a perfect track. I can't wait for that stuff to open.
And that was Bakersfield, right? That was a Bakersfield track?
The current country race.
Nice. And Steve said he was going to open that like in February or something. Is that true?
I believe so. That's the plan. I think the 28th.
I don't know. Is it?
I would have to do some research on it and get back to you, but
okay.
I think so.
Okay. And for the people that missed it, we have a few people watching live right now. We're going to go ahead and play your main event win over in Paris, I guess it was. Let's go ahead and try to play that again.
Livestream rewind.
All right, here we go. And Mark Villebrown. Wow, what a run. He starts us off here. San Diego, California. 2019 Division III West Coast champion. His bike's got Jawa frame, GM engine, long stroke. He's pushing, but Rheten Todd's right on his tail right now. Rheten Todd, 20 years old from Auburn, California. He races Speedway every day on a practice track. That's why he has that edge out there, and he just takes the lead. And we got a battle for first here, but Rheten Todd, now he's gained some space. Winner of the Division II main event, the 399 of Rheten Todd.
Wow.
That was clean.
Good ride. I want your autograph. Can I have your autograph?
I'll give it to you next time you're here in the States.
I'll come and get it. And I want a picture too to have it signed. I knew this guy before he became famous. Oh, that's cool. Let's see. What else are we going to talk about? Anything else that you wanted to talk about on the show today, Rheten?
We've pretty much covered a lot. Let's see. Geez, what have we not talked about? It's been a
girlfriends. You got girlfriends?
No, I think girls are a waste of time. Those animals. Jeez. I think Speedway was better than a girlfriend.
You know, when I was a young rider, I had a girlfriend, but it was hard on me. You know, it was much better to just not have girlfriends. You know.
Yeah. I don't like being held back, and Speedway is the only thing that matters at this point.
That's good. Because my girlfriend, when I was about your age, maybe a little younger, my girlfriend said, "Okay, now what do you pick, me or Speedway?" And I said,
Speedway.
"I pick Speedway." Speedway.
No
Forget
doubt.
the girls. I mean, she made me pick. She made me choose. You marry me or you marry your Speedway bike and stuff. And I said, "I'll take my bike. I don't want the girl." I made a good decision.
You did. Absolutely. That's the best decision.
She said, "Marry me and let's have a bunch of kids and forget your racing or go have fun racing." And I said, "I think I want to race. That's better."
Yeah.
Oh, that was cool. And but I just know that, your progress is going to be like steady. You're only on the seat for 1 year, which is really short. I mean, and then, like I say, probably a lot of the riders who see you now, you're a good rider, but you have more development to do. And where you are today and where you are next year is going to be a different level, correct?
Well, it will. I do see myself, it's progressing. I can definitely notice it.
And you have good people with you, like Billy Hamill, who's a world champion. And listen to the things he tells you, because this guy is a master. So he will help you, continue your rise.
The one thing Billy says the most, and I use this over and over and over again. His words are, "You don't tell me, I tell you." Those are words of straight wisdom from the man, the myth, the legend, the Billy the Bullet Hamill. If you don't listen to those words, you're a fool.
I think he's got something there.
You don't tell me, I tell you.
Yeah, I think any young rider like your age that goes against Billy Hamill or thinks they're smarter than Billy Hamill, I think they need like their head adjusted.
You're up to no good by then. He's done nothing but good things in my life. And I'm proud to have his name on my suit and ride for him. He's a good man and a good guy to be around. He'll make your life very, very perfect in the Speedway world and outside the world. He's got the best advice when you need it. You give him a call. He's right there. "What's up, buddy?" What's up, pimpin'? Like, just
Uh,
cool.
he's awesome.
He's
I
awesome.
remember watching Billy when he was a young rider at Costa Mesa, and
Yeah.
he was just like your age or something. And that guy was so fast, you know, as let's say a first or second year rider or whatever. That guy was just, they call him the bullet. He was amazing. He was a bullet. I mean, Billy Hamill, he had that ability since he was like born, you know, like he went first time he got on a speedway bike, I mean, he was full throttle and good, you know.
Yeah. No,
Um,
I'm not gonna say I see myself like him, but I see little things. You know, I'm getting there, and I see just like people's movements, seeing people's patterns of what they look like, and just kind of mix matching pictures. And it's like some of us guys actually look like each other. You could switch the suits and just say it's the same person. And you know, I see myself in very few other riders.
yeah. Just keep picking these guys' brains, you know, like keep sucking their knowledge, because
100%.
that will just be the best for you, is just to keep and then apply that, you know. I mean, that's the best thing. When I first learned to ride, I was a D3 rider at the very first for like 2 weeks or whatever, and I took lessons from Dub Farrell, and Dub was the #2 rider, and you know, dangerous Dub Farrell. I want to get do you know about Dangerous Dub Farrell, being a young guy?
Not a lot, but you can inform me.
Well, Dangerous Dub Farrell was good, and we had the same mechanic when I was a young, like your age, a little younger, and Dub was a little older than me, and he was the #2 rider in the United States, next to Mike Bass. Mike Bass was the wizard of the 70s. Dangerous Dub lost to Bass that year, and so I took lessons from Dub, and you know, he taught me so much. And then what I did, like what you should do with like Billy Hamill, is just apply all that knowledge, suck it in like a sponge, you know, like absorb everything that he tells you, and then that will do nothing but help you progress. And that's really the key, you know, is to have that. I think it's the ability to like absorb the information, to really take what, like Billy Hamill said, I teach you, you don't teach me.
There it is. Yeah, and knowledge ain't free.
But, you know, part of that is to be teachable, you know, really, that's the key, is to be like humble and to realize that you're not that good next to these guys.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's the truth, you know, with me too. Like, I thought to myself, who am I to like say anything to these guys who are masters? And so take this knowledge and be humble to yourself, and don't be arrogant, and apply it, because everything they say is for your benefit, you know, so that's really good. And that will help you progress. And the more you follow them and the more you practice their teachings, the more you will go higher and higher.
Yep. It's use your ears, not your mouth.
Yeah. Well, you know, and then the racing time, you know, like when you're racing, like let's say the best pairs next week or two, a couple of weeks, whatever it is, in a Paris, you know, you just that the things that you learned from Billy and the things that you've acquired, you know, you just keep practicing that and getting better. So my advice to you is don't worry about your standing, you know, like exactly, you know, what happens. I mean, go for it and do the best you can. But the main thing is not that. The main thing is what you bring with you, what you learn in that night. That's actually more important than the race itself.
What do you want to get out of it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's more, because, there's good riders that night, and it's going to be hard to, beat Luke Becker and Romo and stuff like that. It's going to be challenging. So the thing is you have to focus on yourself, and your brother too, and you have to focus on your development also, because that's all part of the whole thing, and is that development, and so that will help you, for next time, is that development that you acquire this race coming up.
Yes, very.
So that's going to be cool. And like I say, where you are today does not mean you're going to be there in like next year. You keep rising, and that, I say that, I honestly, I keep going up. I don't know. I just remember being a young rider, and I remember my development and stuff, and people used to laugh at me. They used to say, "Oh, you're no good," and then I kept getting better and better and better. Yeah. And it's like that. Like Denny Pyatt. Denny Pyatt was really not that great, and then he was easy to beat, and then he just kept getting higher and higher, and then you can't beat Denny Pyatt no more.
Yeah. No, it's gonna be a challenge in the couple of years. You got Dylan Rummel and you got Max Rummel. You see how they battle each other.
Yeah.
Same story over here.
Yeah.
Me and my brother.
Yeah. Is your brother? Is he a serious rider? Is he want to continue to be serious? Is he serious?
He's very good.
Oh, nice.
Very serious, both of us.
Nice.
We got that. We got bit by the Speedway bug, and it's full throttle or no throttle.
Well, you tell Dave Joyner that we need to open up Fast Fridays down the street.
I will.
Because we need to have Fast Fridays open, because that's how you're going to get better. Is to have that seat time on the track, racing guys. All those Northern California guys are good. You got Yarrow up there, and you got I think it's Charlie Venegas up there. And
Charlie the Edge Venegas.
Charlie the Edge Venegas.
43 that.
He's an oldie but goodie, Charlie.
That's a good guy right there. When you say good guy, you think of Charlie.
Charlie was good. I have to tell you this story. Maybe Charlie will kill me, but I don't see Charlie very much, so I guess he can't kill me. But
he'll probably get to me first before he gets to you.
Okay, well, maybe I shouldn't say it. No. One time, Charlie was living in San Bernardino at the time in Southern California, and I was sponsoring Battling Buck Blair, number 39. You remember him? He raced a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
And Buck was a good winner.
He's pretty tough to get, but I'm lucky enough that I got him once.
You got Buck. Well, Buck is a little out of shape now and a little older, but Buck was pretty hot rider when he was in his 20s. And I sponsored Buck for a year or so as a bumblebee rider. And Buck and I, we drove in his pickup truck up to Northern California, and we raced. And I did like shit, I didn't do very good.
Yeah.
And Buck, I think, did good. And Charlie, I think, won the main event that night. Charlie's an amazing rider, Charlie the Edge Venegas.
Charlie's very serious.
He's good. Charlie is just he's like a professional. He really.
When he wants it, he'll get it.
Charlie has a good mindset for Speedway. He can really ride that bike, and his mind is focused on winning. I mean, it's serious with Charlie, and for many years, Charlie's been good. Forever.
When he was doing the ice racing, back in the old times, and just watching him win there, and then he got good at that, and he was smoking everybody. Everybody could not keep up with that guy. He was just a natural at that, and then he got in the Speedway world, and he just started kicking ass, royal ass, and made a name for himself over the years. And slowly but surely, here we are. We're trying to battle him, and it's just there ain't no chance for us over here. But I
Well,
love riding.
he's great. And Charlie, I think he won like the 2006 United States National Championship, something like that around. And I watched him in Costa Mesa, and he just rode the outside, Charlie the Edge, and he just blew those guys away. I mean, that guy is just like incredible. He rode the outside line, and people tried passing him in the main event, and Charlie just like, nah. And he rode so freaking fast.
Yeah. Yeah,
He
when you
was-
got the edge that night, it's yours.
Charlie was really amazing, and I just remember him. I remember his riding; it was like crazy. And
Yeah.
Charlie, I had to leave. I had to leave after his main event because there were so many people at the Costa Mesa Fairgrounds, and Charlie was doing wheelies and stuff.
Yeah.
He was having fun. Charlie was good. But
Yeah.
the one time we went to Northern California, Charlie was living in Southern California at that time, and then he moved, I guess, to Northern California. And he was flying to Northern California, and then Buck and I, we rented a hotel room at a hotel because it was too late after the races to go home. So I paid for the hotel. It was like little like Motel 7 or something by Auburn track. And then Charlie was there.
Motel 6, yeah.
Yeah, the Motel 6, right? Is that what it is? Motel 6?
Yep.
Motel 7, I think. No, Motel 6. And so Charlie, well, I guess he had a flight the next morning going back to Orange County because he was living in Southern California at the time.
You still there, Brian?
We lost you. Sorry about that.
It's all good. The storm's bad up here in Northern California. We got up the freeway, we got like 3 feet of snow and all the power lines are being taken out. So all the service is crap.
Oh man. Sorry about that.
It's
I
all good.
apologize to everybody. The internet is a beautiful place.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
It's beautiful until it craps out on you.
And then like everything. So thank you everybody for staying with us here on the live show with Rheten Todd. And
Thank you guys.
I'm so sorry. What does your cap say, Rhenten? What does your hat say?
Todd Bros. We got the number
The Todd
173 and the number 399.
Awesome.
It's the Brothers Racing hat.
Awesome. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
Todd Bros.
Oh my gosh. I have this guy from Denmark and he likes our show, and from Scandinavia. He's watching from Denmark, and he's a follower on the Speedway channel. He likes watching the videos, and he comments, I was doing a blog on Dennis Galos a long time ago. I was in the ocean and I was blogging Dennis. I was in the beautiful ocean, and he says, why are you in the water and you're like talking, you're in the ocean and you're talking about a Speedway rider? So and he wants to ride the tracks in California, and he likes your hat, I guess. And
Thank you.
he really
What's his name?
I think Kayla has a question. She asked you, Kayla Weaver, she asked you, how did you get into Speedway?
How did I get into Speedway? My brother got me on my first bike, and I got sideways on it the first day, and I loved it ever since. The fire just gets bigger and bigger. And
Awesome.
Billy Hamill made it happen.
And then Steve Evans, he said he's kind of a character. I don't know if you know him, Steve Evans.
Steve's my mate, and he's got it going for himself. And I'm glad he's opened his arms to us Northern California's guys, and we can go down there and just have a blast. He makes it the perfect show. Just to even go down there and watch and not ride. It's a blast. He puts on the best show.
Steve loves you guys up in Northern Cal, especially for coming down, and he really enjoys it. He's a great guy. And he asked me, he's kind of a character, I think. And he asked me, he said, Rheten, do you normally wear your race suit when you get home from work?
I do. I'll put it on, have a couple beers, forget about work, and then just lay there and, pretend I'm riding a Speedway bike on my bed.
Show me how you ride in the corners when you do a wheelie in the corners.
Oh, you got to do it, number one style, Billy Gennaro. You just hold it and you just like, what's up,
Oh, Billy J.
Burgers in the house. Ow.
That's right. We got Billy J. We can't call Billy J the kid no more because he's getting old. Billy, you're still young. We're just joking, okay? We're joking.
Joking. It was all him.
I love it when they call all these riders the kid, like Chris the Kid Manchester, number 130, he was called the kid. And then he got like 45 years old, and then the announcer said, we can't call you the kid no more, you're an old man.
I'm still waiting for my name. I've heard Reckless Rheten throughout the months, but I was like, I'm not interested in that name. Like, I'll hopefully Rune Dog from Fast Fridays helps me out with that one. He'll come up with something good.
Yeah, he's a good announcer up there, and the Rune Dog is good. Yeah, he's a good guy. I guess he raced Speedway. He was a Speedway rider. Did you know that? He was a rider?
I did.
And
I heard he's had much success throughout his riding, and he's put his time in, and done his dues. And I'm happy that he's our announcer. Like Crazy Chris from LA. Crazy Chris.
Yeah, no, that's right. Crazy
Yeah.
Chris is crazy, I think. And I think he likes to drink the Dr. Pibb. I think that's his drink.
He does. And every time I'm up here and I go down to Southern Cal, he'll ask me, hey, can you bring down some Mr. Pibb? And they Mr. Pibb's going out of business, or they're moving out of California and going straight back to out of California into like Nevada or wherever. But they stopped selling Mr. Pibb here in California.
Oh, did they really stop selling Mr. Pibb? Did they?
So it's a challenge to try to get him some Mr. Pibb. It's really a challenge.
I wonder if he has diabetes by now.
That shit can get to you like crazy.
I think there's a lot of sugar in that Mr. Pibb.
That is correct.
Oh.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Yeah, he is. He's great.
Plugging my phone in. My phone's about to die. But just making it. No, it's all good. Just plugging it in.
I have this really nice guy from Sonny from Denmark, and he wants to know if you're going to be racing in Denmark at the Volgen Speedway. That was Ole Olsen's track, I think, up there. It's amazing, this arena. Would you like to ride in Denmark and riding at the famous Volgen Speedway? You like those kind of things?
My goal is to leave the States and ride nothing but overseas. I want to be that Luke Becker, Brock Nickel, I want to be traveling. I want to be riding. I want to get my name out there and just have a blast and represent United States. And I long for that dream, and that's just my goal. And I just need to get more time here, put a good name in for myself, and just take it easy for now. And then when I get my chance, full throttle. I'm all theirs.
That's great. Well, you're going to get some good experience on that Bakersfield track coming up in February. That long, fast track that Steve Evans is promoting up there. That's really going to be great for you.
But I would love to ride a different track. The only tracks that I've ridden ever is just Bakersfield, Industry, Paris, and Auburn. And that's it. Nothing else.
Are you going to ride? Are you going to ride?
Tennessee.
Oh, were you at Tennessee?
I was in Tennessee. I totally forgot about that. Mr. Patrick Bedford, that guy, geez, he helped me out so much. He got me a plane ticket and a hotel room, and he flew me out there. And Aaron Fox from down south had a guy drive our bikes all the way to Tennessee, and we rode and had the best time. It was a good experience. One of my buddies, Jason Lungberg, we all call him GPJ. He hung out with us the whole time, and it was the best experience of our lives. Just like, getting a taste of the Speedway world, of traveling and just having a blast.
Oh, so Patrick set you up pretty good, huh, Mr. Bedford?
He did. Very. I thank him 110% for that one. He really changed my experience in Speedway riding, and I cannot wait to go to the Celebration of Speed and ride again, and can't wait to see him next. So
did everyone drive their cars from California to Tennessee, or did they fly?
We all flew. All of us NorCal guys, we flew. Most of the Southern guys flew up to North and then straight to Tennessee.
So you guys kind of flew together at the same time, or something?
Yep.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I met the Mad Max Rummel and Dylan in where was it? Seattle, and then from Seattle we flew to I forget where we flew. It was either Texas or something, and then from there straight up to Tennessee.
Jeez.
It
So
was
who rode
fun.
all your, who drove all the bikes to Tennessee? That's a lot of bikes.
It was Aaron Fox had a guy that did it. I'm not sure who his name is, but or who he is. But we gave him some cash, a big giant high five and a thank you and a hug and a kiss, and without him we wouldn't be riding.
I couldn't believe it when I saw that they had live stream from the Tennessee, and that's the home of the Jack Daniel's whiskey over there. I guess they had a brewery where they make the whiskey at Jack Daniel's in Tennessee.
It was a good one. It was awesome.
So you all flew together. Patrick paid for it all or something? Did he pay for it all?
He mainly paid for me. It was my brother wanted to go as well, Todd, and he paid for himself, and he got himself over there, and we both went together at the same time, and then we met up with the Double Rummels and Jason Lundberg, and we all went over there.
Nice.
Yeah.
How long did you guys stay there for? Was it like a few days or something?
A few days. It was a good weekend. It was a Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Nice.
Sarah Cord, she met us out there, and we had a good time. It was cool. Blake Barillo as well. He was with us. Just that group, that's family right there. Me, Blake, Sarah, Reese. That was
nice.
Yeah.
Well, Blake Barillo is a good rider, right? Blake Barillo, he's a pretty good rider, isn't he?
Blazing Blake, that's his name. Don't wear it out.
I like his uniform. You can see Blake in the dark. He has the neon all over him.
Yeah, no, he's got it going for himself. Me and him work at the same company. He was getting in with my boss, Raul Gomez, here in Lotus, California. For his Gomez Brother Racing, they have a trick truck, and they do the Baja 500s, Baja 1000s, and they race their big giant 4-wheel trucks. And he got himself into the garage, and I put a good reference in for him, and then just both started helping each other out. So we're working for the same boss. It's pretty cool. Yeah.
Very cool. So yeah, he got 4th place in last year's national championship at the Champion Speedway. He was almost on the podium, so that guy can ride. He was in the finals.
He was flying.
I call him Blake Barillo. I like that guy's name. It's cool. Yeah. He's a good rider. That guy can ride.
He is a character, and then he's nothing but good. He's a good person.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool. Is he going to keep riding Speedway and stuff? Is he going to continue?
Yeah. He's going to continue. We're all going to grow old together. I guarantee you that.
You're going to be like 63 years old, like Mike Faria, still riding.
Yeah. Get over here, son.
You have gray hair and you're like old.
Oh, I can't wait for
that. Just keep riding, because these guys like Faria and Schwartz is still riding. They're old. Yeah. And Faria's retired though. Mike Faria retired. I think he had a crash.
It'll be a journey, and I'm hoping that it'll be a good journey, and I'm going to learn a lot. And I'm hoping that when my Speedway days are over, that I can help a kid out or someone, and make them a better me. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that's the goal.
Absolutely. You can do that if you want. There's no doubt, and that's the best thing to do. That's when you see guys like Hamill and these other guys, Hancock and stuff. They're there, teaching their children, their friends, new riders like yourself. They're helping, as much as we can. That's why I do the Speedway channel, because I want to preserve the history of Speedway. I want to do what I can to help the sport grow, so people don't forget, people that are very famous, that deserve attention. I mean, it's
Yeah.
important to give back in Speedway however you can.
Yeah. And you know, there's people out there that it's all about them. And you know, up here in the northern guys, we want everybody to have a good time. And that's our goal. You know, I'm not there just for myself. I'm there for the others. I'm there to entertain and have a good time and, you know, help people out. That's just a goal.
Well,
Should be everybody.
somebody was telling me you're like you have a good time a lot. You're like a character. So
I'm all about having a good time. You know, why be negative when you can just be positive? It's, you know, just, and then my buddy Michael Wells, he rides for Team SOS. Lawrence McNutt's one of his SoCal riders. And me and him, we get along like peas in a pot. Like I think me and him will go far together. And that's my plan, is to ride with him until we're dead.
I like that. Is Michael a good rider? Is he pretty good? Michael Wells
is a fast rider, and he's a mean Speedway machine. He's got it down, and you know, he's doing a lot of work, and he's putting a lot of effort in, and all I see is nothing but good in him.
That's good. Yeah, Michael was a little boy, like 5 years old or something, and he used to come to the Speedway pits when I was a rider, and his papa was a really big supporter of mine, and Michael was there, and I used to always say, Michael, you're gonna race Speedway one day, so don't worry about it. And he's like, I like you, Bumblebee. And he's a little guy, and now Michael's a good rider, so that's. Yeah, I'm really proud of Michael because he was just a little guy, always coming to my pits, talking to me. Michael, I remember Michael and his dad was really well. They're really great people.
Yeah. And other good riders like Tyler Warren and David and Louis Merceroli. You know, those guys helped me out a lot when I was first beginning in industry. That's when I first met Tyler Warren, was last year in 2019 in industry. I think February was the second race. Derek Denzen, Tyler Warren, Louis and David, and Everett Holmes. Tyler Warren really shaped my way and my style, I would say. You know, he taught me all the way on through the straight, let off and roll back on as hard as you can. And you know, that really set the stones where I'm at. And yeah, he's done a lot. He's came out there at the practice track and just helped me out and got me where I'm at. So
you're racing, your style comes from him or somebody else or just yourself? Like your style, you have a different style.
I'm still fighting myself, and I'm still trying to, you know, break that left leg and, you know, shoot it all the way back or pick it up, put it back on the peg. I like riding with my foot up. I don't like dragging my foot anymore. And I'm starting to, you know, Justin Schroeder, John Schroeder's kid.
Yeah.
He rides nothing but foot up, and that's where I'm trying to get at. And, you know, keep the foot up. Don't let anybody take it out.
Nice.
We'll get there one day.
Billy Hamill rode a lot with foot up. He ride the whole track. I think he didn't even put his foot down. He never put his foot down. He just rode straight up like
that. Motherfucker can do it perfect.
Watch Billy Hamill and watch some of his videos, and you'll see a guy in the corner with no feet down. He just was his foot up. Starting the turn was foot up, and then all the way around.
Yeah.
It's good shit. That was good. So you're continuing to evolve and you know, I guess just develop your style. Do the guys ever put their foot back coming out of the turn anymore? Because I never see that no more. It's always just the foot up, like, right?
You know, foot's up, but sometimes like Louis Merceroli, for example, he would, when he come through the corner, his foot would touch, and then when he wants to back it in, his foot would fling all the way back to the back sprocket in the back of the wheel. and you would just whip it back, and your foot would just be dragging on your toe all the way into the back. And that's how some people ride. And some of the photos you see of me in Bakersfield, that's where I'm trying to get at. Trying to get that style down.
That's old school.
Get off
That's
the bike like Sean Cornell. Off the bike, foot up.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I like that when the foot back and so I mentioned that was old school because that's the way a lot of the guys did it. And I rode that way too a
You can get
little.
lower to the ground if your foot drops back.
Right.
You can get lower, and then you can stand it up more like Austin Navarro full throttle, standing her up.
What do you think about Austin's style? He rides like his foot's higher than his head.
Whew. That's a mean speedway machine he's got. He does it all. When you think it's like fast speedway, I think of Austin Navarro. He's got it down, and he did really good throughout his career. And I got nothing but respect for him. So
I don't know. When Austin he's a hot and cold rider. He's a great rider. There's no doubt. I mean, Austin's amazing, but he's kind of a hot and cold rider because when Austin is on, nobody is going to beat Austin. I mean, it's over.
It's his night.
Yeah, it's his night.
It's like all of us, once we have one little mistake, sometimes it'll take us down to the lowest point of the night, and we won't get far. We all have that moment, but I've seen Austin have it, and he gets right back up onto the bike and he keeps going. I was lucky enough not to hit him 3 races ago. He backed it in a little too hard and stood it up and went into the wall back first, hit, and just stood there and took it like a champ. Took one for the team, and that's bad shit right there. Like he's a tough motherfucker.
Yeah, he rides hard. That guy's a hard charger, and he's just like he's got all the natural talent in the world. I think he kind of I don't know. He needs to realize that he's mentally Austin needs to realize he's a really good rider and don't back off for nobody. Like have that confidence in yourself and don't think negative. Like believe because Austin is he has the talent. He kind of reminds me of the style, not the style, but the mentality of Danny Becker. Danny Becker, when he was younger, number 22, he had all the ability, all the talent you could ever want. And all he had to do was focus that talent, mentally focus that talent. And Danny didn't focus the talent like he should have. And Austin, if he focuses that talent, I mean, his ability is endless. I mean, he's one of the best riders today. Austin is just amazing. So he just has to continue to focus. And I think, the sky's the limit for that guy.
Yeah, he's gonna go far.
Yeah.
I would love to be in their situation, how they were dream team of Team USA. That would be my goal.
Yeah. And then what do you think about Max Romo? He's a pretty good rider, right?
Romo, he's a bad motherfucker, and I love and appreciate that guy. He's helped me out. He was there in Tennessee with me and Reese and everybody else when we went down there. And that's when I first got to really know him. And, at first it was just like, oh, hey, how's it going? D3 guy walking up to a D1 guy. It was never really the same. I kind of had to work my way up to talking with everybody. You don't go into a crowd thinking everybody knows you. Mad Max Rommel, he helped me out. He made me feel confident in Speedway, and he's got nothing but good things to say. He's a bad mofo.
Yeah, Max has that talent too. Like Austin, he's got that talent that's never ending. Max is just an amazing rider, and he's just talented. I mean, whatever Max wants to do, he can do it. Like whatever his goals are, if he wants to ride in Europe, he can ride in Europe. If he wants to ride anywhere, he can do it.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
you know,
Him and Dylan. And
and Dylan,
Lewis Hughes, his mechanic. You know, that's the second part about, you know, Max. And, you know, without him, you know, it just wouldn't be right. You know, those two are so perfect for each other that, like, that's you need one to complete the other, and that's Lewis and Max. So those two they're gonna go far, and I think Max is gonna be traveling the world soon.
yeah, no doubt. And I was talking to Bruce Penhall. Do you know Bruce the Fox Penhall? Do you remember him or not?
I do.
Bruce the Fox Penhall.
Yeah, no, it's
Bruce
a legend.
Penhall. He was a D3 rider, and when he was like in his prime, he rode D. No, just joking. He didn't. Bruce. I think Bruce, if he hears me say that, maybe he won't do the next show. He's gonna be on doing a show. Maybe he's gonna slap me, like he's gonna bushwhack me.
Yeah.
No, Bruce was a pretty good rider in his day. And Bruce was telling me on his show that in order to be a high-end European racer in the British League and all over the European continent, like 1,000 pieces of the puzzle have to come together, including his mechanics. And so Bruce was telling me it wasn't just him, like you were telling about Max. You know, he has a lot of pieces of the puzzle, and Max has that, but you need a lot of good luck and a lot of good pieces to make a world or quality rider or world champion. Is that, you think so?
Yes. You do need a mechanic. You know, you need that one guy that knows what you need and what you don't need.
Yeah. Max has that, and he's got a good team following him, you know, like with him, and that's really part of his big success is the people Max has surrounded himself with has really helped him. It's going to help him in the future too. So
yeah,
that's cool. And you know, I wish all you guys a lot of luck. Like, you know, like there's so many good riders. I mean, there's like Brock, and then there's Luke, and then there's Max and Dylan, and then God, I mean, the list. You know, you have young riders like Sebastian coming up, and then who else? Let's say you have. Let's say there's so many guys.
Sarah, Kyle Cunningham, and
Kyle.
Gino Manzarez. He's let's see. Michael
Who won the
Wells.
21 under? Who was that? That won the 21 under. That was this year.
I think that was. I think Luke did.
No, Luke. Let's see. Luke. Did Luke? Oh yeah, Luke won the 21 and under. And then I say, who was second place? Who was second place in the 21 under? Do you remember? That was that Dylan? He got third. No, Dylan got third, and then somebody else got. There's a rider. I forgot his name. That he's I think from Northern California.
The 21 and under is when this happened. So I was already in the hospital by then.
You didn't remember because you were like, I think you had a finger that fall off.
Yeah. I was already drugged up and ready for surgery.
Oh, that's bad. That was a bad night. I've had a couple of those nights, and they're not good. They're not good.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a lot of good riders coming up in Northern California, especially Northern California. You guys got a lot of good talent up there, and we're going to see some big success out of the young core coming out of Northern California.
Yeah. No, there's nothing but good riders up here in Northern California helping everybody out.
Yeah, I'm impressed, and Southern California has. I think the riders in Southern California are more of the established young good riders. Like, you know, you have like Austin, and you have the Romos, and then you have the Brock, Nickel, and stuff.
They were all the riders.
Really good riders. They're good.
Yeah.
And then you guys have a core of younger up and coming riders, a little bit younger than that. And you guys have a great core coming up of young speedway riders in Northern California. That's great.
All I need to do is get overseas and start riding long track. And I'm waiting for my opportunity or someone to, take me. I need that, and I need a mechanic.
Yeah, you need a. Well, I was reading with Max Romo when I had Max on the show here a month or two ago. I guess there's a new thing going on. I don't know what's happening right now in England. Maybe there's some changes and stuff, but what's happened is I guess the Polish league has a lot of riders and stuff in the Polish league, and there's a new rule that says that they're not allowed to go back to England and back and forth, so they have to stay in the Polish league. A lot of British league riders and stuff are going to have to go to Poland and ride, and they can't go back and forth with a COVID thing or something. So what they're going to do is, I guess the British league is, if they're running this year, we'll have to wait and see, but they're going to need more riders, and so they're going to be maybe looking around, at a lot of these different riders from America and different countries. So a lot of you young riders might have a chance if things, materialize.
Yeah, that's one of my goals right now. Mechanic and go overseas.
Well, that's great.
Going overseas, I'd rather have Billy Hamill by my side going over there, and that's the guy you want, and that's the guy you need.
Yeah. I think if you had Billy Hamill, I think you'd be set, because Billy knows everything. He knows everyone. Billy's been around the block a couple times, and he knows 2 times. 1 time or 2 times.
Yeah. No, he's the man to have.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if Billy can make it, but if he could, that would be the ideal guy to have on your team.
That would be everything.
You could go, the sky's the limit if you had Billy Hamill on your team.
Exactly. I'm happy enough that he's at the shop every other day, I'm helping him out, building stuff and putting stuff together, and it's
nice.
just it's amazing. It's amazing to be even around him.
So I didn't know he was in Northern California before. Where's his shop? Is it near you in Auburn or something?
It's 5 minutes down the street.
Wow.
Yeah, he lives like 30 minutes from here.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wow, you're lucky. You're lucky you have Billy Hamill as a neighbor.
All the Bass family live 10 minutes from here. He lives 30. Everybody's just here in Auburn.
Wow, that's amazing. We're trying to get Michael Bast on the show. Do you remember who Michael Bast was? Mike Bast?
Mike Bast is Ryan Bass's dad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is Ryan still riding? Does Ryan ride?
Ryan is not riding. I bought his bike last year. That's the bike that I've been running. And you see all those photos. That's Ryan Bass's bike.
Oh, nice.
But no, Mike Bass is doing good. Him and his wife, they're getting through those.
Do you see Mike Bast ever? Do you ever run across him ever?
It's occasional. It's like 2 to 3 times a month.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, him and Harlan Bass.
How old is Harlan? He's like 110 now or something?
Fuck, there's never really an age for that guy. He's still going.
Does he still ride Speedway, Harlan? Does he still ride?
No, Harlan's done. He's working every now and then at the shop here in Auburn.
Man, Harlan is kind of a legend. He's really a legend, Harlan Bass.
Yeah, you got to respect that guy.
Yeah.
Or you better respect that guy. It's not. Yeah, he's They've changed Speedway. Mike, Harlan, Billy, everybody. Those are the guys. Bruce Penhall. Those are the men who changed the face of Speedway. And no one really knows it, like you're doing here, making vlogs. You're making sure everybody's still got their earned respect.
Yeah, I mean Harlan, he was like he's the guy that got Mike and Steve Bass into Speedway back in 1968. He was riding TT, riding Speedway. Harlan was the motivation behind the Bass brothers, really.
Yeah. And it's cool that back in the 60s, my grandpa Billy the Kid, he was one of the top fuel hydro racers down in Thousand Oaks. Nice. His number was 531. He died in Castaic Lake, breaking the world champion record. It was like 270 something miles an hour of on water speed record. And after some of that, he moved up here in Auburn, and the Bass family came up with, and just my family and the Bass family really made shit in Auburn, and they were the ones that put Auburn together, I would say.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
2 construction companies coming up, building Auburn, and just made a name for themselves, a good name.
That's great. So your uncle or whatever, he died trying to set the speed record. Is that what you said?
My grandpa, William Todd, his racing name was Billy the Kid, number 531. He does top fuel hydro boats, the 2 boats, and they race across the water really fast, and they got that long rooster tail.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that?
Yeah.
And one of his boats overturned and rolled and crashed, and he died. But he broke the world's record, and it was shortly taken after that. A couple years later, they broke the record again. But it was just the names that people were making for themselves back in the day. That's what really got all the shit started.
So he went 274 miles an hour on a boat.
Something like that. I don't remember the speed. It was in the 260s or 70s.
That's crazy. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, you're lucky you have the Bass, family living up there in Northern California. That is cool. That is really cool. And
it's always been a dream for me, sitting in the crowd, watching all you guys race, just like, just, doing it. And now I'm doing it. Now it just feels
your
like
turn now, buddy. You got the throttle now. That's awesome. And I'm talking to Mike's wife, Deanne. Do you know Deanne, his wife? Dee Dee?
Yeah.
And she wasn't responding to my emails, and so I asked Gene Woods if Gene could text her and tell her to go and get my message, and then she went ahead and got my message from. Thank you, Gene Woods. We love Gene Woods. He's awesome. And he's my dirty guy. He does all my dirty work for me, Gene Woods.
The middleman.
He's the middleman. If I can't break through, I call Gene Woods, and he can do it.
Get over here, Gene.
Get over here, Gene. I got a job for you. And Gene went ahead and contacted Deanne, and because I couldn't do it because it was impossible, and so Deanne texted me back, and then she told me, she said, Mike is not available to do interviews, so I'm sorry, Brian. Goodbye. And then I was nice to his wife, and I said, it's okay, thank you so much. And I just want you to know I sincerely respect Michael Bass, with all my heart. He's like a living legend forever. And then we start talking to his wife. And then I forgot I made a series of 4 videos of the master. And I told Deanne, I said, hey, I forgot, but I made a series for your husband, and would you like to watch it? And she said, yeah. So I sent her all my videos. I sent her the 4 videos. You can watch it on my channel. They're really cool. I tried to really do a good job because I figured maybe one day Mike would watch these videos, and I don't want to get yelled at for being a jerk. And I mean, can you imagine Michael Bass like mad at you? Like it's like, oh, and that would suck. That would suck. And so today, before our show, I got a letter from Dee, Mike Bass' wife, and she said, Brian, we watched your videos and they were really good. And Mike really liked watching the videos. So Mike Bass was really like happy. You know, she says, you really did your research on my husband. And Dee was really happy. And she said Mike Bass may come on for a couple minutes and we might do interview. He doesn't do interviews. Mike Bass does not do interviews, but with the Bumblebee, he might come to the Hive and do. I got a friend over here wanting to say hi. Say hi, Bebop. I got a bird. Bebop. There's Bebop, the Bumblebee girl. So we may have Mike Bass in the Hive, you know, for a rare, never before interview. Michael Fast. So is that pretty cool or what?
That is awesome. Mike Bass is a man you want on your side, you know. Wish he was still riding so I can ride with him sometime, but you know, his days are kind of over. But just hanging out with him and having a cold one, it's cool to even do that.
You're lucky because he's like my idol, you know, like him and Penhall and these guys. Like they're like the legends of Speedway, and so I had a chance to race Mike a few times, and I had a little success and I had a little failure against Michael. So I had some good races and a couple bad races, but Mike Bass was unbeatable and he was the master of the 70s. So we're gonna have Mike Bass on the show maybe soon, and I was really shocked. It made my year to have Mike Bass on the show. So I think we lost Rhenten there. He's a little he's stopped. He stopped his camera. And hopefully we'll get Rhenten back. But we're pretty much getting ready to end the show pretty soon. And we lost him. Let's see if we get him back. And
there we go.
There we go. We got you back. We got you back.
Storm's getting crazy outside, blowing around. It's probably like 40-mile-an-hour wind right now.
Wow. So there's a lot of rain right now in Northern California. It's really heavy.
It's coming down hard right now outside. So I'm just surprised we still have this connection. It's been 2 hours and nothing serious has gone wrong.
That's awesome that we stayed on during this horrible storm. I think there's lots of snow in California too, and it's cold and rainy everywhere. So
lots of
snow. You come here because we're going to the beach after the show, and we're going to be swimming, I think, in the water and hanging out in the tropical paradise. So
what time is it over there?
It's only a 10:51 a.m. It's the morning time, so we're going to go swimming now. It's going to be like beach time.
Jeez, it's morning over there?
It's hot, it's summer, it's beautiful. There's palm trees, there's white sand, there's 80-degree water, blue water, green water.
Yeah,
cool.
I'll make a trip over there some days and go hang out.
I have a house for you, so you have a place to stay anytime. And you can come anytime and visit. Get your passport for England first, and then during the off season you come visit me.
Yeah, I gotta get hooked up with someone overseas and see if I can get some track time and do like a week little session. Ship the bike over there and see what I could do.
Yeah, you really should do that as soon as they start racing over there, because I think Scott Autry, when he was a young rider, he did that. He went to I think it was Wimbledon, and he actually was riding. I think he rode Ronnie Moore's motorcycle. Ronnie Moore was an old New Zealand Speedway, like 2 or 3 or 4 times Speedway champion, amazing rider. And Ronnie Moore let Scott Autry ride his. It was, I think it was a JP, and Scott Autry burned that track over in Wimbledon. And then all the promoters saw Scott Autry, and they're like, "Oh my God, this guy's good." And so Scott Autry was signed by going over there and showing the promoters how good he really was.
Yeah.
So going over there is not a bad idea. You know, it's not bad.
I want to see what I could do on a big track. You know, just a quick opportunity. Hopefully someone can, you know, reach out to me and, you know, give me that chance. That's all I want.
Well, yeah, I mean, you're a long track rider, I know, and I have no doubt that you will burn that track up.
All I need. I just want one chance to see where I'm at, and I'll be waiting.
Don't worry, you'll get it. You'll get that chance, I'm sure. And when you get that chance, I'm sure you'll take full advantage of it. That's awesome. Well, we wish you nothing but the best, Rhenten, and thank you so much for visiting us today at the Hive and through the storm and everything. You're awesome, dude. And you know, Steve Evans asked me, like, do you wear your uniform every day? And
yeah.
And that is so cool that you wear that uniform. I mean, that is amazing. That shows me and everybody else out there that there's a lot of people watching the show, by the way, and that shows everybody out there. Thank you so much for watching our show, you guys, because Rhenten and I really appreciate it. Right, Rhenten? You like that? There's lots of viewers.
I love it. You know, just
it's awesome.
It's cool to talk about this. This is a big family. This is not just a one-on-one. This is family.
That's why everybody out there is a part of us, and we're all like connected as a family. And Speedway is a family. We're all, you know, some of my family back home, because I'm not near them, they disconnected with me, which is sad. But I always have the Speedway family, and it's like a family forever. You know, we're all connected, whether we love each other or we hate each other. We're all a family.
Still family at the end of the race.
We're all a family, and we all know each other. We all like love each other. We love each other. We hate each other, but we love each other in the end. You know, like just like brothers and sisters. You know, we all don't get along all the time, but we all know that we're family. Yeah. You know, we're all connected.
You could pick your enemies, but you can't pick family.
Right, and the Speedway family is special. You know, it's really great. So that's one of the things. All the people, you know, that it's a big family. Jimmy Gentili said that it's a family, a big family, a big family. It's big family, Jimmy. We got a big family out there. And we really like the Speedway family. That's really cool. And anyways, yeah, it's really great. And we all kind of know each other and stuff like that. And so that's what's cool about Speedway. And, you know, we really, you know, just are connected as family. And that's kind of what makes Speedway so special.
Yeah. I'm just glad I got to come into this sport, you know, not knowing anything, and everybody just had their arms wide open, already ready for me. And, you know, that just made it the best experience ever. You know, I live for this, and I'm so happy when I go down to the races. It's just a whole different life you live. And, you know, you never want to give it up. And at the end of the day, you're just like, do I have to go? I want to do another. Like, it's painful leaving the track.
You get your next race. Don't worry. You get the next race. Yeah, because the reason why you feel that way, because everyone's like a family in the Speedway community.
You never want to leave.
And it's just, you don't want to leave. And it's too bad one day you're going to have to leave. And so enjoy the moment now, enjoy the races, enjoy every minute, because it won't be forever. Just like anything, nothing in life is forever except death and taxes.
And even hanging out, Team SOS, that is one team that you want to be a part of. They got it going for themselves, and just meeting up with them down there, it's just like a whole different experience. You're just having a blast here and a blast there, and then a beer here and then a beer over there. It's like Lawrence McNutt takes care of his kids like no other. You got Sammy, Aiden, Michael, Kyle. That is one cool family to see. All come together and work together and come up to where they are right now. Doing that race that happened when we were down there, when I got the D2 main, doing the little pick off, see who loses each race. That was a trip. That was good. You had Michael Wells and Kyle Cunningham side by side the whole time, and at the last one, remember Michael? I think he wheelied a little too hard throughout the corner, and Kyle took the win. But just seeing that, it's a brotherhood. You're helping each other out. There ain't no one's mad at each other. It's just survival for the fittest, and
Exactly.
we're all here to build each other up.
So I don't know much about the SOS. It's a green team, the green and blue team or something. And is it just the father? He just sponsors everybody with his business? I'm not really sure. What is that? Do you know?
Team SOS is a network company. It's they do little tiny satellites for the emergency calls. When you make a 911, it goes to their little tiny box, SOS box, and it gets sent out. I believe that's like an antenna, a really expensive antenna, and that business just became really popular, and it got really big, and they wanted to start a racing team. So they got a bunch of kids together, his own son, and Sam, Kyle Cunningham, and Michael Wells. And at the time, he had Bryce Starks riding for him, and
Nice.
SOS, and he just got it going. And Bryce really got the train rolling in Team SOS. The name popped out more. You're like, when you hear Team SOS, I always thought of Bryce Starks. Like, whoo, look at that. And they really got it going for themselves, and they got their arms open for all of us. And that's what's cool about them, is their family.
Those guys are rocking over there in SOS. Thank you so much for supporting you guys. Awesome. Those guys are cool.
Yep.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much, Rhenten, for joining us today. Thank you for visiting us in the Hive, everybody. Thank you. You guys are awesome. Let's see your uniform. Stand up and show us your like $3.99 and stuff. $3.99? Are you out of your mind?
Yeah, $3.99.
$5.99. I'm sorry, $5.99, not $3.99.
Yes.
Let's
Billy
see.
Hamill.
Oh man, that's a cool uniform. Look at that. Justice Brothers. You got the. Oh wow, that's cool. Look at that. That is badass, dude. I love that uniform. That is cool. Look at that.
Green Power Sports. You got Bottom Line Lawyers. It's a lawyer company that helps me out. Justice Brothers. And
do you have Hamill on there? Do you have Hamill or not, Billy? Where's Billy? Billy Hamill, right there in the middle, right in your crotch. You got Billy Hamill.
And then we got
Billy Hamill in your crotch.
Harold's Market. It's
Harold's
deli.
Market?
It's a deli here in Auburn, California. It's one of the best. They make the best sandwiches in the world. She helps me out a lot.
Nice. Does she give you free food or do you have to pay for
Sometimes, but Mountain F,
it? The
they
mountain.
they
That's
are the man till the day I die. They got me covered when it comes to good shit. I appreciate
so.
them like no other.
So that's the company you work for, Mountain Enterprises. Is that what it is?
Mountain F
Enterprises.
Enterprises. That is correct.
Nice. And then they fix the telephone poles and things that are trees
Yeah.
falling on them.
Yes. We cut all the trees down for the power lines.
Nice, nice.
We
That
got
is cool.
the Union
What's that?
Brothers, the 1245 local union.
Nice.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But it's a
And
big brother.
so the Mountain Enterprises, they paid for your uniform and they paid for your seat,
Just
and then the
that
bike
that was
cover,
all
and then they paid for the bottom, right? Is that what they did?
Mountain F bought my brand new GM.
They bought the GM. Oh, very good.
Yeah.
I think they're pretty nice. They bought a new GM motor for you from England. That's
Yeah.
nice.
That is something that doesn't really happen a lot.
No, that is awesome. Those guys are like superstars.
Raul Gomez, I'll forever respect that man till the day I die.
Yeah, thank you so much. Was it Gomez that bought that bike, the engine for you, Mr. Gomez?
Raul Gomez.
Raul, thank you, Raul. You're just an amazing guy. Thank you for your support for Speedway and supporting Rhenten in his quest to continue his success in Speedway, because every little bit helps, and it helps a lot, you know. And guys like Rhenten and other riders, they really appreciate that so much. The help it means for, like he said, he'll remember you till the day he dies, because that is so special. It's so important, and it's amazing, you know, that people like Raul help, you know, Speedway in such a great way. So thank you, all the sponsors, including Raul, you know, helping a lot of these young riders. It's really important. And these young riders need that help today more than ever.
Yeah. I don't want it to be a dying sport. I want it to be
No.
forever remembered.
Well, with guys like you and the other young core that is with you, it's unlikely that Speedway is going to be a dying sport, because that's what keeps the sport alive, is the young blood coming up into the sport, and the old guys go out.
Time.
You guys are the future of the sport of Speedway, you young guns, and we really appreciate you guys. You guys rock, dude. You rock. So we really are grateful. The promoters are grateful. You know, old timers like us are grateful. You know, you're the future, and we're really just so happy that especially yourself, you're so motivated. You wear your Speedway uniform during the interview. We want everybody to wear their Speedway uniform. I like that. That's cool. So that's amazing. So thank you so much, Rhenten, for your time and everything. You're just a great young rider, and we wish you all the best. And we're going to follow your success. So keep your head straight. You know, you're a great rider, and we wish you nothing but the best. And we're excited to watch Rhenten's progress, because it's going to be good. So you keep on that throttle, brother, and just keep it going. And
keep it on,
keep it on, brother. Keep it on. That's right. Do it sideways. Speedway riders do it sideways.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Thank you so much. And thank you so much. Anything else you want to say before we end the show? Anything? I'm going to end it, but is there anything you want to say?
I just want to thank everybody that's helped me out where I am right now. You know, it wouldn't have happened without you guys. And, you know, I'm just happy that we got this Speedway family that helps us guys out up here in Northern California. We may not have a lot of stuff, but, you know, we got a lot of joy. And, you know, we're all here for each other, and I'm here for you guys. And Can't wait
Oh,
to
that. Here's some pictures of you riding. Let's see if we can put these pictures on the screen. There's Rhenten right there. Can you hear me, Rhenten?
I do.
Okay, here's some pictures of Rhenten. This guy rocks, man. Here's another. Look at that guy. He can. That's over at Bakersfield, I think. Is that Bakersfield?
Oh, look at that.
Look at that guy. He can ride a speedway bike. He's doing it sideways. And then there's another picture of you riding. Who's that rider next to you?
My brother.
Oh, that's your brother. He's a good rider. Look at that. And he didn't crush you, right? He didn't crush you?
No. Yeah, I like to have a good time, and he's right there with me.
Oh my gosh. And then we have you. Who's this guy? Do you know that guy or not? And then we have, do you want to watch your race one more time or not?
I think we've watched it enough. I'll do it again for you guys. It's coming 6th.
Okay, if you want to watch Rhenten ride, you come on, was it the 6th of February, the race?
6th, yes.
It's going to be at Paris Speedway in Paris, California, off of the 215 and Paris Road or whatever. So you get there.
Yep.
Steve Evans always puts on a good show over there at Paris, and we appreciate
it. The man.
Is Steve Evans the man, or is Steve Evans the man?
Steve Evans, a man.
Yeah, he's the man.
We wouldn't be riding without if it wasn't for Steve. Steve really did it for all of us, and without Steve, we would not be doing any of this. So, just a big thank you to Steve Evans and Paris Speedway.
Yeah, awesome. We're so grateful, keeping the sport alive. So that's really good. And and young riders like yourself keeping the sport alive. That's awesome. So we really appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you, Rhenten Todd, for visiting us. Number 399. Are you out of your mind? No, you're not out of your mind. I always think of the Sizzler, 599. Are you out of your mind? Sizzler steak and all you can eat, $5.99. So thank you, Rheten.
Thank you, bro.
We're having fun.
You for having me.
Thank you for joining us in the Hive today, and you're awesome, dude. And thank you so much. Appreciate it. And go ahead and watch Rhenten, because we're going to see some big success. Thank you, Rhenten, for everything, and all the best in your future. We're really pulling for you, buddy.
Appreciate it. Thank you all.
Thank you. Rhenten Todd, thank you. That was a cool show with Rhenten. He's an awesome guy. That guy can ride. He's a good rider, and he's got the heart of a champion. Like he really wants to have success, in England and America. And that's exactly what you need to be a good speedway rider. You need that heart. And he dressed up in his uniform. He showed us his sponsors. I mean, this guy is cool. So we're really excited. And we had a good time with Rhenten today. And we're going to go to the beach now. It's about 11 o'clock in the morning where I'm at, and we're going to go hit some surf. But thank you so much for joining us in the Hive. It was really a fun time with Rhenten. And like I say, we wish them all the best. And the young riders, we have some really great young riders riding and getting good right now. And Rhenten is definitely one of those young riders. Thank you for supporting him and the other riders too, because these guys couldn't do it without your help. And that's really like big time. And they really, really appreciate it. So thank you so much for watching the Speedway show. We're going to have like Mike Bast on the show. We're going to have Bruce Penhall on the show. We're going to have Dennis Sigalos on the show again. I mean, these guys don't do shows, and they're going to be in the Hive. So you might want to stay tuned, because we're going to have fun. We're going to have a good time. And these guys are all legends. And Rhenten Todd wants to be a legend too. So he has a couple more years before he can get there. But he's working on it, and that's what you need, is that heart. And then once you have that heart, you just keep going, and then one day you become a legend. And so we've got a lot of good shows coming up, and we thank you so much for joining us in the Hive. It really is cool. We have this like family. It's really great. The Speedway family is amazing. And we just really appreciate you for sharing your time with us today at the Hive and for seeing Rhenten. He's really a great guy and cool dude. We really like that guy. So thank you so much. And so we'll see you next show. We're going to have a next show very soon. We do these like daily. And you can go ahead and like and subscribe to the Speedway channel, Brian B on YouTube. We do lots of fun vlogs and Speedway stuff, mostly Speedway, but not always. And we're going to have a really good time on the show. So if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe and ring the notification bell because we have these really great shows and you're not going to want to miss them. So thanks a lot, and we'll see you next time. Ride safe, stay on 2 wheels, no crashes. I'm going to go ride my motorcycle right now. I can't wait to get on my bike. So thank you so much for watching today. It really is cool. And Bebop wants to thank you too. Oh, she wants to bite me. We like that bird. So thank you so much, and we'll talk to you next time. Ride safe, and we're going to see you next race. Take care.